Yeah, I think this horizontal might actually be the best way. I get it. Sorry, vertical might be the best way. I kept it horizontal before. And while on this, I need to charge to be able to charge my phone. So we're sure that we actually well connected. Welcome to my live, you guys. Today I am going to be cleaning, and I'm also trying to make sure that the camera has the best of view. I'll be doing this. So bear with me if you can't see me right now. I'm trying to make sure I position it well, good enough for a better view. Okay, I think that is good enough because I'm gonna be cleaning fridge. Yeah, that looks good. So you guys, welcome to my live video. And yeah, so welcome. Problem we'll have is when I run out of I hope when I run out of battery, my earset can signal me. So yeah, come stay with me with clean as I also give you gist. Yeah, as I also give you gist on why my relationship was private, hush, hush. Because if you were part of this channel, you will know that I put just a bit my previous relationship. Of course, that was before I'm married now. Actually, I'm married to a different person that never ever made appearance on my channel prior to marriage. And wondering you guys, is it me that didn't prepare or it's just gonna be like this? So by the way, I'm married to someone that never ever made appearance on my channel before we got married. I don't know, for some reason I wanted the phone to be really close. So when I can look at the screen if people have questions for me or stuff. But I also want people to really see what I'm doing. So that's kind of hard to choose where the best place to position the camera is. I think this works. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, so story time. So I had this relationship. I used to date this American guy. And if you people were in my channel, you must have already know. So you guys, I want to clean my fridge as we do this. I keep this close enough, but I really don't even know how to look at my live chat to know when people are asking questions, because I'm about to give you the tea, if you know what I mean. So I guess this is the best time to clean my fridge because I don't have a lot. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I left some grapes here. So the thing is that I was in a relationship and in love with this American that I met online, and we were together for 4 years, maybe a little more than 4 years, and that was actually my longest relationship in my life. The longest. If you know me, I've never been someone that I've really never been that relationship person. I've lived most of my life on my own. So I was totally really okay with the idea of not having boyfriend at the time or relationship at the time, because I really didn't know how to just enjoy my life, enjoy my company, enjoy my siblings and friends. So I feel like before ever I met this American guy, I was already dating local people online, because that was definitely the most convenient for me as someone who wasn't very used to relationship. So dating people from afar was a lot more convenient for me than dating people that were very close, because I was just so lost in living my life on my own. And so that wasn't my first distant relationship. In Nigeria, I've always dated people like from, okay, this is my peer that I wanted to add to my smoothie, and I just spilled it 2 days ago. I don't know why it's looking like that. Okay, so I was already used to the idea of living my life on my own, like I said. So relationship, my fridge is really gonna cry today because we have to do this. It's not so dirty, but have to do a quick wipe down before I restock it. So you guys, we started as friends and we dated. I hope that people can hear me. I have my earset on. We dated and he made his first trip to see me after 2 years of we being in distant relationship. For those of you who've been dating online before, you understand the struggle of, I don't feel like I really want to take out anything. I'll just wipe it from here. It's not so bad. So we dated. He traveled to see me after 2 years. And after that trip, we started making plans for marriage. When I say making plans for marriage, if you are Nigerian, you will already know that our marriages are processes, money and everything. We make plans for marriage, we spend a lot more money, customize rings and everything, because I never got to that stage of relationship in my life. So it was fun, right? I never got to even a stage of, oh, I'm gonna look into this wedding dress. I never ever got to that stage. So everything was fun. Planning the wedding was fun. I gave it my all and everything, and and everything was going smooth. Just so you know, we started planning that wedding like January of 2021, and we picked a date to be married in August. We were actually contemplating my birthday in August, but we're like, oh, let's not have any other occasion on my birthday, so my birthday can remain my birthday, right? And guess what? My own sister married under my birthday that same year. We were actually planning 3 sisters' wedding that day. Thank you so much for liking my life. So we were planning 3 sisters' wedding that year. We wanted to do it like maybe one day, multiple wedding, but we later changed our mind and just picked different days. So my younger sister picked to be married on my birthday. Hi, is that, I don't know that, Corey or something. Yeah. Thank you so much for saying hi and for standing by and liking my life, of course. So we later pick different days. You guys, so I'm wasting a little more time so this can soak. I don't want to go through the stress of detaching everything. So we pick different days. My sister picked my birthday. I pick a day after my sister's wedding, and we wanted to be married. And I was planning this wedding like crazy because I was excited. It was the first time in my life of getting to that stage of a relationship. So it was really fun, checking wedding dress, contacting designers, and going to customize ring. Everything was fun. I would say the planning process was fun because I've been going through planning for other people's wedding. It was never mine. So we were planning, things were going well, everything seems aligned and all of that. And mind you, this is a relationship that I've been managing from a distance for almost for 4 years. It was already 4 years. This is a relationship I've been managing from a distance for 4 years. So there was no reason to doubt anything because we already got past. Oh, thank you so much. I made my hair myself, actually. I made it myself. So we already gone past the process of fear and what can possibly happen. And if we were together from a distance for 4 years, I mean, it's simple. We just continue, right? So yeah. And it got to, everything was going excited, giving him all the information, even book his flight, and he wasn't going to come alone. So booked flight for him and the person he was gonna come with. And then it got to May. From January we started planning. When it was May, I don't think, maybe May or June, something started to change. Yeah, something started to change. And if you're ever in relationship or in your relationship, when there's a shift in energy, you just know. I mean, people don't have to come explain to you, but when there's a shift in energy, you just know that something has shifted. There's a shift in energy. Like, at that point, I would text my fiance. My fiance would not respond on time enough. You know, being in a distance, it's just that the only thing that holds it together is just you being able to talk to each other at any point in time. So I would text my so-called fiance and he will not respond for hours or days of stuff. At first, when this started, it didn't feel like anything, right? It just felt like somebody was busy doing stuff and couldn't catch up in time. But you know, when you're in a relationship, when energy shifts, no matter how, hello, Afure. Thank you so much for being part of my life. So, you know, in relationship with energy shifts, even if you try to lie to yourself that things are not changing, when that energy shifts, you just know that things are changing. So there was this energy shift, but nothing was communicated. And mind you, it's a distance that you can only know what happened if your partner chooses to talk to you. Yeah. So, how? I am fine. Thank you so much. And I'm trying to put my house in order, taking advantage of my fridge being empty right now, although I have to just wipe it before I restock. So yeah, it's a good day. I'm preparing. I'm single twice, 2 weeks every month. So my husband is on around and my husband will be coming home in 2 days. So I always try to make sure I keep the house really tidy and at its best before my husband comes. So like I was saying, the energy shift was not communicated, but I knew that something has changed, right? Something has changed. I couldn't say what changed. So that pushed from May to June. I think something around June. I was somewhere in Lagos. I took, like, see, when we listen to our guts, most times we are always not wrong. So sometimes in June, I was around Jakonde in Lagos. My car needed a quick fix. And since I didn't have someone close by, someone directed me to go fix it somewhere in Jakonde. I think it was a rainy day. Yeah, you know that June rains in Nigeria normally. So I fixed my car. I had to wait to fix my car. So while waiting, it was me and my sister. While waiting, we were having lunch. We went in a place to have lunch while we were waiting. And something just punched my heart. This feeling just came into my heart that you shouldn't have paid for everything you paid for that wedding just so soon. When that feeling came in, I started to fight myself. I'm like, was I being stupid? Paying for those things. I mean, I've paid for a bunch of things. A lot of money is really gone down. And my mind is telling me, you shouldn't have paid for those things. What if What if what? Like, are you crazy? What if what? I've come a long way and you're telling me what if? So I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to take the what if. But anyways, some truths are going to be told. And whether you want to hear the truth or not, it's still going to be told. So I was having a dialogue with myself, and my mind was telling me that I was too fast in paying for stuff. What if the wedding did not work? And at that point, I started feeling sorry for myself, because I know myself, once I start having feeling for things like that, it usually be that something will happen. And yeah, so when my mind told me that, what if something did not work? I decided I was going to look into my relationship and ask questions like, thank you so much. Thank you so much for communicating with me. I do appreciate this. So when my mind finally said what I didn't want to hear, that my wedding might not work, I told myself I was going to find out why my mind is starting to have doubt of what ifs. So I started to pay attention more to the pattern of my fiance not responding to me on time or being as attentive as he would be. And I started to go back to our text and see that we were having more of excuse for not communicating like before than we ever had in our 4 years of relationship, right? People would say, when you date people, you understand them, or you think you do due diligence when you date people for long. You feel like you really know these people, something will not go wrong. But yeah, after 4 years, that was the feeling I had. So went back to chat. Chat was the only, my chat between me and him was most places I would go for soul searching and just see how far we are going, the things we talk about, have been making plans and stuff. So yeah, I went to my text, chat, and start following up of something I might not have been picking up, so to say. And in the course of doing that, I started picking up on things that I must have ignored or must have made excuses or just did not pay too much attention to know that that was a sign that something was wrong, right? And then I started seeing that there were loopholes. Our communication was not as good, and I wanted to know, because my mind was already confirming to me that I was planning a wedding that will never happen. It's crazy when your mind can be so sure, your body can be so sure of something that you haven't gotten a confirmation of. So my mind was very sure to telling me that you have barely 2 months to this wedding and you are planning this wedding, and this wedding might not happen. So I started to withdraw all the energy I was using to plan the wedding, all the excitement and everything. And I started to consider the what if that my mind was whispering to me. And then I started asking questions. So before this guy already came to tell me that he was not interested, my mind already whispered to me that it was not going to work. Thank you so much. My mind already whispered that that wedding was not going to happen. This guy didn't come up to tell me, oh, you need to stop planning this wedding. You need to stop doing this. There's been shift of plans, or I'm having cold feet, or this is not going to happen. And other than just giving me some little cold feet here and there that I had to go back to look and question myself why I didn't say this. So I was in Nigeria planning a wedding. He was in America already deciding that wedding was not going to hold. See? So that was a dilemma. And as days were drawing by, I shift my focus away from planning my wedding to planning my sister's wedding. Because remember, I told you we were 3 sisters who were going to get married the same time. So I shift my focus away from planning my wedding to planning my sister's wedding. And honestly, after everything, I was really grateful that I had my sister's wedding to plan, because shifting my focus away to planning my wedding to my sister's wedding really helped me to cope that period that I did not even process what was going on, because my wedding planning was keeping me excited. But since it feels like my mind was strongly telling me to stop planning my wedding, I started planning my sister's wedding. So I took that same excitement that I was planning my wedding to planning my sister's wedding. So I really didn't know what was going on. I didn't process what was going on. So that was how it is. And I noticed as days goes by, this guy wouldn't come up to give me clear explanation to, we're having wedding, we're not having wedding, I'm breaking up with you, I am not coming to Nigeria, we're not marrying again. There was no clear explanation, no closure whatsoever. But I'm really happy I had my sister's wedding that kept me busy. August came. So 2 months before the wedding, my mind already told me this wedding was not going to hold. Yeah. So August came. He didn't come up to tell me, but I already was withdrawing. And already we were going to use the same venue with my sister. I already speak with the venue to transfer my funds that was going to be for my wedding to complete my sister's own, because they had a policy of paying half and pay half few days, or just a few days to the wedding. So I already spoke with them and told them to transfer the fund that I booked my place and add to my sister's own to be able. Thank you so much. Thank you and have a good day. Told them to transfer the fund to add to my sister's fund so my sister's booking can be complete for our wedding, since my wedding was in limbo. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if I was going to have a groom, or maybe I was going to walk down the aisle and just marry myself. So distant relationship can be challenging, honestly, because if that guy was somebody I could see, that would never have happened. So you guys, you know what happened? It was after the supposed wedding. I kept talking to him, because it's hard for you to just cut people that you've known for 4 years off. I mean, you've been in relationship for 4 years. So cutting him off was not very easy like that. I kept talking to him, but I already listened to my heart that has told me that I was planning a wedding that was not going to happen. I kept talking to him, and after our supposed wedding date, was when this guy came up to tell me that, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't think that we are a thing again. It's still painful, because now at least you have a closure that this is not going to happen, even with, I know everything, all the indication was showing you that this was not going to happen. But now you can hear from the horse's mouth that this wedding was not going to happen. And I cried, because my heart already told me that this wedding was not going to happen, right? So it's just a confirmation to what your body, your soul, your mind, your heart has already told you, that you have already been working, the reality you've already been living with, even if your partner hasn't come forward to tell you that that was not going to happen. I didn't get much closure, but life goes on. So after he told me that, I said, okay, this is what my heart was always telling me. He was like, I can't even remember how he said it. He was not interested, or he wanted us to move it forward, or because after that time, there was a little game of trying to stall, and we can move it forward, but I was already done. Even though I don't know what his game was, but I was already done. Moving it forward, can we see if we can do it next month, or blah, blah, blah. My mind already told me that the wedding was not going to happen, so I was already done. I started to call the people, the vendors have paid, and my money was not refunded. So we lost some money to planning, and thinking we were gonna have a wedding. That never happened. So that was my body bearing witness to. And prior to that, when my body tells me something, sometimes I doubt, but I've grown so much to now know that so many times that my heart says no to something, I don't want to force myself because many times my heart is always right. So yeah, there you have it, the story of how I planned a wedding that never happened, and plan it from a fiance that lives in America. Why I didn't live in Nigeria, and there was not much closure to why we didn't marry, but he later just said, oh, he cheated or something, or but my heart already told me that this was not going to happen. So I didn't dig deep too much into it, but I tried to get some closure from him, which he said, yeah, he made a mistake, he cheated and this. And detaching is hard because at the point when he was telling me about how we can work things out, I tried to convince myself that I was going to forgive him. I convinced myself that maybe I can just forgive him and move on and make excuses for him. But as the days goes, I discovered that I was not meant for that kind of relationship that trust is ruined. It felt like I was doing myself a lot more harm. Hi, is that I'm sorry, Canadian Ninja? Oh no. I'm so bad at pronouncing words that are glummed together, but I think I did that. Thank you for coming to my live. So I'm sharing my story on how I got stood up for wedding that I planned. I was so excited and to plan the wedding that never happened. Yeah, so after he was like, maybe we can start again and do stuff. Because it was hard for me to move on, I'm just gonna close it for a bit. Because it was so hard for me to move on, I tried to convince myself that, we could do this. I can make excuse for him. We were dating from a distance. Please, guys, like my live. Thank you so much. Please like my live because liking it can make other people discover my live. Thank you. If that will not be too much to ask. So making excuses and like, okay, maybe I can just forgive him. We can move on. After all, it was from a distance. I make excuse for him that he's a man. Maybe it's hard for him, and then it dawned on me that I was doing myself more disservice by making an excuse for someone that cheated on me, because I wasn't built for that type of relationship, a relationship that lacked trust and everything. And so I told myself I was going to do this no matter how difficult that was. That was the hardest relationship of my life. That was the longest relationship of my life. And that was, I think, a relationship that I had invested a lot of emotions in my life. So a lot of things happened that made it that difficult for me. I wanted to forgive, and I started hating myself for wanting to forgive someone who hurt me, right? I'm like, you know what? I cannot live like this. This is not a life that I want to sign up for, because how can you live with someone that has cheated on you? And how will I even live with the thought that when he says he's going out, I'll be thinking, what if he's doing something? And when he's far away, I'll be thinking, what if he's doing something? So yeah, I really wanted to forgive, but everything in me screams that was a hatred for me to forgive someone who wronged me, because I didn't want to deal with the pains of breakup. Yeah, I'll put it like that, because I think that was it. I was trying to run away from the pains of breakup. I was trying to have a shortcut. Breakups are hard. They're hard. So I was trying to have a shortcut to not go through the pains of breakup, like detachment and all, and this is over, a relationship that I planned so much or invested so much. I just didn't want to deal with the pain. So I tried to convince myself that I was going to forgive him. But thanks to who I am, I'm stubborn. And everything in me, when I wake up, sometimes it feels like I'm going to have resentment for me, for trying to forgive someone that hurts me, right? So I told myself, yeah, I was going to deal with the pains of breaking up with this guy and just move forward with my life. That was hard. I had sent out invitation. I had tell everybody I was getting married. I had paid for things. I had planned. And if you know me in my life, I have never taken a man that serious in my entire life. So that was hard. The pains of trying to face the society or doing what is right. Which what is right to me was forgetting about that relationship and dealing with the pains. But then I was afraid of facing the society. What will people say? How will people see me? Finally, I have been done by someone, right? Finally, I've been dumped with someone. I have been dumped by someone. And this is me who have never ever really valued relationship that much. So it was hard for me. It was really hard. But I decided to face my fears, the fears of detaching from that guy and starting afresh in my life. Like I said, that was one of the hardest things that I had to do in my life. But I didn't feel it that year. The year that it happened, 2021, I really didn't feel it much. But I will tell you guys when it started dawning on me that things had changed and I went into depression. It was the following year. So that year that it happened, because I had sisters that were marrying, my focus shifted from my excited wedding that I was planning and everything to my siblings' own. And yeah, so throughout that year, I really didn't feel it that much that I got dumb, stood up, disappointed, and embarrassed by this guy. It was the following year, after all the noise of my sisters marrying and the phone and everything. The following year, I was down into a very deep depression. And when I hear people talk about depression, I never really understood what depression was. I never, ever really understood what depression was until I was in that space. So 2022, I fell into depression. I don't know how to explain this, but that was the first time in my life of ever having to understand people when they say someone is depressed. I think I have to trash something. See, not this. That's not it. I have to trash this. My husband hates this many. It was in a gift set, a set of gift that came to us. And this one is my cranberry sauce for my s'mores. And we have to trash this. And I think my husband still eats this. So prior to that time, I did not understand depression. I did not understand depression prior to that failed relationship. And I can tell you why it was so bad on me. It's because of how much I've invested. I was planning a wedding. I had given an invitation. I had contacted vendors. I had done this and that. So 2022, I can say, was the darkest year of my life. The darkest year of my life, you guys. Because when people say someone is depressed, oh no, my husband thinks that he never gets to eat. I didn't even know he had this here. Trash. So when they talk about people being depressed, I had my fair share in 2022. Maybe I was depressed when I was small, when I lost my dad, but then I was just a girl. I really didn't know what depression was. It was just, yeah, I know I was depressed when my father died, but like I said, I was a girl. I really didn't understand a lot of things. There were so many things I didn't understand. So yeah, I was down, mood was down, everything. But as an adult, I got to experience first class what depression was in 2022. Like I said, it was the darkest year of my life. For a breakup that happened in 2021, like I said, I really didn't feel it that much in 2021. I broke up 2021. Let's say everything happened June, July, but the remaining half of that year, you guys, I didn't know that relationship was going to have a really downturn in my life until 2022. I lost my confidence. If you know me before now, you know I'm a very confident person, that sometimes I feel like I can be a little overconfident because I see things and just feel like why do I have to see everything and feel like it's something I can do, right? So sometimes I feel like I might be a little too confident, but same me, I lost my confidence in 2022 to the point that I couldn't drive. Whenever I get on my stereo, whenever I got on my stereo, I felt like I was going to get into an accident. I felt like I was going to hit someone. I felt like I was going to end my life, and I did not even know. Like, I feel like the car is not good or whatever. Till one day I took my car out and I parked it somewhere and called my sister to come take it home because I couldn't drive. And I didn't tell people what was going on. I knew what was going on with me, but I didn't disclose it to even the closest person in my life that I was battling depression that took away my confidence to the point that I couldn't even drive myself. But now that I'm saying it, if my sister ever get to watch this, she will understand why in 2022 I didn't want to drive. If my sister watched this, she would understand. I've never confided in her that I was afraid of driving, because every time I sit on my stereo, I felt like I was going to get into an accident. That was the work of depression in my life. But if my sister ever get to watch this video, she would now understand why I didn't want to drive in 2022. Because I was battling with demons that wanted to destroy me, because I had a failed relationship, and I've had so many things in my life. So many things is happening in my life that I know that I've been down, but I experienced firsthand was what depression really was in 2022. For a relationship that ended more than 6 months before then. So yeah, that happened, and that really affected how I approach life from that point in my life. You know, when people say when something happens to you, it affects how you see things, it affects how you approach life, it affects how you do things. So that was the one for me. My life changed, things changed. I changed how I see things. I changed how I interact with people. I changed how I do things, because I was battling with low self-esteem, something that was alien to me. Something that was very alien to me. So now, in my life, I am in that point that I understand when people talk about this is not how I was, or this is not how I used to be. I fully now understand when people say I wasn't always like this, because an event in my life happened that I experienced what depression is, what low confidence, what low self-esteem is. And that was because I had one failed relationship. So the people that you attach your life with can either make or break you. I'm not even talking you being there. I'm even oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm saying this. There were times I couldn't even talk about this. Like I said, even the closest people in my life didn't know this because I couldn't even talk about it. Because how do I explain? How do I explain that me, I am a very confident and high esteem person, had to go through low self esteem because I got dumped by a man? I feel like in my adult life, that has been the hardest thing that I had to deal with. I don't know what I dealt with as a child, but in my adult life, that has to be one of the hardest things that I have to deal with. Because I started to think, this is Naima. This is Naima. Naima that doesn't know what low self-esteem is, because I'm always too busy planning or doing things for me that makes me barely even notice what is going on around my environment. How do I explain to my siblings that me, as their role model, was spiraling very low because I got dumped by a man? So I try to keep myself in order, maintain my steez while I was going through that. My siblings know I was going through depression. They tried for me, but there's a lot of things that I never opened up to them to how exactly I was feeling. But they knew I was going through depression. They were there for me. But the fact that I was that down to the point that I was losing confidence as a person is something I didn't talk about. And I felt like it's not like me and my siblings are not that close, but I feel like my siblings always feel my pain so much. They feel when something happened to me, they feel it so much. So sometimes I feel like I want to spare them. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sometimes I feel like I want to spare my siblings that trauma of not putting them through that pains, because my siblings really felt it when I was depressed. But I did not want to tell them that the sister whose job is to raise their confidence was going through low self-esteem. So most of my life was just around my siblings, my immediate family. I avoided everybody I could avoid and every situation I could avoid. I avoid going to places that people ask me why I wasn't getting married again. To the outside world, they didn't know we broke up. It's just my close family that knows that me and this guy were no more. But people didn't know that we broke up. People thought that we just postponed the wedding, right? People didn't know. But my close family know that that relationship has failed. And I avoided places that people would ask me about him. I avoided where people would ask me about marriage. I avoided so many things. I didn't want to talk about it because, yeah, I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want anything that would remind me about it. So I avoided all those things and all those places. And to tell you how much I felt like I left social media, I wasn't really posting. My life was hush hush, just me and my close siblings. And I broke up with him in 2021, June, July. And in 2023, about the same time in 2023, I got married. I think that was exactly 2 years. Yeah. That was exactly 2 years. And to tell you how much I kept everything in wraps, when people heard, if not for my sister that was so excited to post it on social media, and people got to know that, wait a minute, she got married to someone else. She did not marry that guy. That's how hush hush things were. So a lot of people thought that we just move the wedding date and stuff. A lot of people didn't know that we were no more together. My older brother was surprised to see who I was marrying, because he didn't hear that me and that guy were not together. So the day I was getting married, he was like, wait a minute, who are you getting married to? I'm like, duh. So I took my time to heal. I took my time because I knew that that relationship did a number on me. But as somebody who went through all of that from distance relationship, you would think that I'll run away from people from a distance, right? I would also think so for myself. I will also think so for myself that after that I will never get myself involved with distant relationship. Yeah. I would think that for myself, but that wasn't the case. After I was healed from 2021, say June, to 2022, I was in bad place in 2022. So by the end of 2022, I've got my shit together. I've already told myself, yeah, I think you've given yourself enough time to go through all of this. It's time that you find your life back. So at the end of 2022, I was already thinking of what my 2023 will be like. I was like, it's gonna be another year, 2023, fresh page, no sign of weakness. I'm gonna go on with my life. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna just, at first, when I first broke up with him, I thought it was gonna be difficult for me to be me again, because when something destroys you, it makes you feel like, no, I can never be that stupid again. You just start feeling like you were stupid, that you love someone so much or so hard. Because, yeah, when I loved, I love. When I love, I love. So I felt like, I don't think I was going to love someone that much to the point that the breakup can hurt me so much. But I plan my 2023. And like, forward we go. No sign of weakness, no looking back, no self-pity, no trying to cry over spilled milk. Yeah, because I dedicated 1 year of my life to cry for spilled milk. And after that, I was like, okay, Naima, enough, it's enough. Now it's time to go forward and try again, because that's life, right? So I started my 2023 on a clean sheet. I'm like, everything about me and this guy, I'm putting in the past and moving forward in my life. And guess what happened in 2023, you guys? I got married. I got married in 2023. That's crazy, right? And 2023, I would say, is that year that I had no plans. I just wanted to move forward with my life. I just knew that I didn't want to be in the place of pains and everything, even though I was still in place of pains politically, because I felt like everything that was going on in my country was also wearing on me as human. So I decided I was going to move past the relationship that has taken so much from me. I didn't want to give too much. I didn't want to do this. But when I took time to heal enough, I told myself, you know what? That person is not worth taking away a part of me that he had no contribution on. So I have decided on that. Like, after healing, when you take your time to heal, you just come to forgive yourself and move on. So I told myself, I said I didn't want to do so many things. When I meet someone, I didn't want to do this, I didn't want to do that. But after I healed, I told myself, that person that tried to destroy me didn't deserve a part of me that he didn't make. So if I had stopped being who I was, it means that that person left with a part of me. But I decided that I was not going to let that happen. This person that has lived my life is not going to live with a part of me. And I told myself that my future deserves the best of me. My future partner deserves the best of me. So 2021 through 2022 was a healing journey. I told myself I wasn't going to change because one person came into my life and disappointed me and stuff. I wasn't going to change for him. I wasn't going to let him take away part of me. I was going to heal, become the best version of myself, because the person, a partner that I'll be married to, deserve the best version of me. Me as a person deserve the best version of me. My future family deserve the best version of me. So after I healed, I told myself that, and I moved forward into 2023 2023 started, January, February, and on the last day of February, I met my husband. You guys, how crazy is that? I still met him online though. Even though online has burned me, I still decided it was gonna be online. I think I'm just a stubborn person. So even though, yeah, I think I'm finding it difficult to fix this one. How about I don't keep it waiting for my husband to come fix it? So even though online has burned me, I still met the man that I married online. I went into 2023 on a clean sheet and promised myself I was going to be the best, the very best of what I can make out of me. And yeah, because I promised myself I was going to be the very best of what I can make out of me. Maybe that's what nature wanted. Nature wanted me to be my best self because no one deserved to live with part of me. And after that healing journey, I met my husband. And if I wasn't healed, you guys, if I wasn't healed, I don't think I would have met my husband, because I think I would have come with some energy that would have made things not work. But because I was healed, I came with a clean energy. And my husband was out of relationship for like also 2 years. Yeah, my husband was also done relationship for like 2 years too, and was healing and has healed and has went through all of that and healed. So yeah, we met, and when we met, the energy was right. And guess what? My husband and I only dated, we knew and dated each other for 4 months. We got married in 4 months. And yeah, but something that I discovered was that even though I thought I healed, there was still part of me that was not completely healed, right? So that's something that I discovered. Even though I thought I was healed, there was still part of me that was not completely healed. And so when I met my husband and we decided we were going to be married, guess what happened? When my husband and I decided we were going to be married, even though the time was short, I didn't care about the time. I felt like I knew my husband. It was that missing piece of my puzzle, because it just fits. It came with the right energy, and just with the right energy and the right attribute that I'm looking for. So my boxes will tick fast. These boxes will tick fast. But when I discovered that I was not totally healed was when we wanted to be married. So before then, my husband already asked me what my dream wedding was. And as a girl who has not been married before, I told my husband, fairy tale, blah, blah, blah. But when it came to reality that it was finally the time to be married and stuff, I did not want a wedding. That sounds funny, right? You guys, I did not want a wedding. My siblings talk. They speak with every language that they know, try to convince me and everything. But I'm just glad that my husband was very understanding, right? My husband said he wanted me to have whatever I want, that in the future, after we're married, I will not look back with resentment and think that I would have done something, right? So my husband encouraged me. I've been married before, and he might want a fairy tale wedding and blah 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 blah. But girls still didn't want to have a wedding because I wasn't done with the trauma of planning a wedding that never happened. So that was when I discovered that I was not truly healed, because I didn't want a wedding. My siblings wanted a wedding because they wanted to be so excited and stuff. But everybody tried so much effort to give me a wedding, but I still didn't want a wedding. It was at that point that I discovered that healing takes time. Healing is something that shouldn't be rushed. It takes time. You just have to give it time for you to be healed. You have to give yourself time to be healed. So when I did not want a wedding, that was when I discovered that Naima, you were not completely healed. You are still a work in progress. Even though a part of you is healed, that makes you think you're healed, you are still a work in progress. So I wasn't completely healed, and that was the moment that I revealed that I was not completely healed. And that was when I finally accepted that healing takes time. Healing should never be rushed. So if you're going through something in your life and you think that, or you've been through something in your life and you think that you're healing and all of that, be patient with you. Be very patient with you, because healing takes time. It does take time. Do not think that you are unusual, or do not think that you're not healed at all. Like, don't convince yourself you're not healed at all, because you are healed, but healing takes time. I don't understand what is going on here. I'm seeing something that seems like it's on. Seeing something that seems like it's like on either side of the stove. Do you want me to pour water on it? Maybe. Oh no! How did I not know that had some holes in them? Glad I have this tool. I see right now I was gonna spill some water on the floor. So, that's my story of how I got done and heal and find another partner that was able to love me in the language that I understand, and how I healed even into my new relationship, and how I understand that healing takes time. So even when I was married, I was still healing. And before I married, I thought I had healed. Before I met my husband, I thought I had healed. But during my preparation for her wedding, which I didn't want, I just wanted a marriage that the wedding ceremony was not part of, if that makes sense. Yeah, I wanted a marriage that the wedding ceremony was not a part of it, because of what happened, because of the story I narrated. I resented the process of having to plan for a wedding. I resented it. My siblings said everything possible. I was like, nope. Everybody said something. I was like, nope, I'm not ready. And I'm so happy that I made a partner, a husband that understands that healing takes time. So even into my new relationship, being married as a wife, I was still healing. You guys, I left this channel for some times now, and I just recently started finding the zeal to return to do things normally. I just recently am able to talk about these things without feeling bad, because healing takes time. And I have been married for almost 3 years now. Like I said, I married in 2023. In June 2023, when I got married, till of recent, my husband understand that even if I had left a relationship 2 years to getting married to him, that I was still healing. And I'm so grateful for a partner that really understand, because yeah, if even after we married, I was still healing. After my husband and I got married, and he wanted me to move from Nigeria to Canada immediately, but I wasn't ready, and I told my husband I wasn't ready. So that's why I say I'm so glad for a partner that understands. I wasn't psychologically ready to just pack my bags and leave with my husband to start a new life in a new country with a man that I just met 4 months earlier. And yeah, it was crazy. Even though I love him so much, to wanted to stay forever with him, I don't think I was mentally ready to move in with him. And when it was like we needed to move, I was like, I do not think I am in the good mental space to want to move. And I took my time. So after me and my husband got married, I took another 1 year. I took another 1 year to live my life and absorb my new reality and put in context what has just happened. Because remember, as I tell you about the story, I talk about grieving in 2022, and in 2023 I made a decision to go into 2023 with a new energy. And I made a decision to go into 2023 with a new energy, but just at the beginning of 2023, I met a man that is soon going to be my husband. So everything was just happening fast from that point. At the last day of February 2023, I met my husband, and in June 2023, we got married. So I was like, okay, what just happened? You know, that time in your life that you try to look and you're asking, okay, what just happened? Did I just meet a man and get married? Like, what just happened? Like, it was like when people call my new name then in church, when they call my new name, I wouldn't even know they were calling my name. Right? I wouldn't even know they were calling my name. And like somebody would tap me, oh, that's, I'm like, oh, that's me. That's me, you guys. So it was crazy. Everything happened really fast from there. But I would say my life from May, June of 2021 was really slow. It was slow because I didn't understand what was going on with my life. And you know those periods in your life that you can't wait for it to pass. You guys, I don't understand what it's here. And it feels like, somehow it feels like it's on the other side. It feels like it's in the inside, or I can't feel it from the inside. I still cannot feel it from the outside. That's crazy. Yeah, so you guys, something that happened that makes you feel like I just want this year to finish. I was in that space in 2021, in 2022. I really was in that space. I just wanted to close my eyes and the moment break over. But life is not like that. So yeah, that is my story. You guys, you need to see what's going on here. Like, I'm seeing some stains that I can't feel them. Okay. I need to use my bare hands. I can't feel them from. I'm right. I can't feel them from inside. I also can't feel them from inside. What is going on? At least I should be able to feel this one that looks like a seed. So where are they? Not from inside, not from outside. Does this have two compartments or something? Oh no. And then I'll just wipe it like that. I don't know where they are. So that's the story of my life, catching up. If you are somebody that has been on my channel for some time now, you know what my life has been like. The long break that I have been taking. is because my life took another turn. A turn I was not prepared for. Nobody prepared me for. And I went into depression, and for the first time in my life, I understand what depression was. Before then, I never really understand what depression was. But I got the experience firsthand, and now I don't understand when people say I'm depressed, because I have experienced it. So catch up with my life from 2021 to, I think I was just still posting here and there once in a while, but I was not in my right senses. I was not in my right senses. I was still battling with so many things in my life, and I thought I healed before I met my husband, but when I met my husband, I discovered there was still work to be done. I wasn't totally healed. I still needed time to be healed, and I was healing into my new relationship, which I think is allowed. What? I don't know how to put this. I'm putting it the wrong way. You guys, I don't know what is wrong with me right now. Okay, I did that. So, if you're going through things, like I said, you have to be patient with you. Healing, my darling, takes time. You have to be patient with yourself with whatever you're going through. Sometimes you feel you heal, or you think you heal. There's something about this stuff, things hanging in places that I cannot reach or I cannot get off. I see things, but then it's on the neither side of it. That's not cool. I don't like it. So you might think you'll heal, which you might be, but then as you navigate your new life, something happened, and you discover that you were not totally healed. And that's okay. That's very, very okay. That's very much okay, because you deserve all the time in the world to be able to heal and get yourself back to a proper state that will help you deal with things in life. Life is already too hard. So at any point in life that you experience that you're down, take that time to heal. That's what you owe yourself. That's what you owe you. You owe you the best version of you. And if you do not take care of yourself, you will lose that version of you, which I do not advise. So you guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Even though I'm cleaning this fridge, I'm still seeing things that stopped when my hands can rub up into. So I'm not very happy about that. Maybe I'll show my husband. Probably knows how to get to that spot. So that is my story of how I got dumped and found love again. And something I will tell people is that things always happen to us for a reason. For a reason. Because I will take the love that I have now over what I was building. Right? And that doesn't mean that those people were evil or something, but they are people in this life that we just created to love us, that knows how to love us the best way that we want to be loved, that speaks our love language, that love us with every fiber of whatever they have. There are people like that for us. So I am very glad, happy with everything that happened that has led me to where I am right now. Because without what happened to me, I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have found a partner that I am so pleased and happy with. I wouldn't have found a love that I have now that I am so contented with. You know? So that is that, you guys. The story of fair relationship and finding love again. Might not be the most enticing one, but it's real, it's true. And I am glad that I had that failed relationship, because why will I not be with this man that I'm married to right now? Why? I mean, he was just meant to love me. So imagine not finding him. So I am so grateful that this is my fresh cold pressed carrot juice. Guys, if you know me, you know that I love everything natural. So my fridge is getting ready to be stocked again. That place is for milk and all of the containers. And there's something like this because these don't go here. But they will go here. But that place is for milk. And so thank you so much, guys, for spending time with me. I am really grateful for all of you. Oh, she came back, or he came back, and I did not even know. Oh my God. So thank you so much for spending your time, your precious, precious, precious time with me. I couldn't be more happier, and I'll be doing this more often because this looks easy, right? I'll be doing this more often. I feel like I didn't like YouTube Live. I feel like I like TikTok Live because then you can play and vibe to music and you'll be fine. But yeah, I'll be doing this again and telling you most of the time. So don't make it a part with me. I'll be live again tomorrow because I'm cleaning some part of the house tomorrow. And I like to be live when I'm cleaning because I feel like it just make it easy for me. So thank you so much, guys, for being a part of my fridge clean, and see you tomorrow when I'm gonna be vacuuming and mopping.